Okay, previous class, we did parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Let's just kind of just really skim through again on the steps one more time. If they are asking for you guys to draw a parallel line, you get the same slope. And then the next 2 and 3 steps are going to be the same, where you're going to plug in your x and y and your n values so that you can get your b or your y-intercept. And don't forget that you have to plug the m and your new b back into the equation. You're doing it correctly if you actually draw 2 parallel lines. And this line over here passes through the point that it had asked. And it asked us to pass through 3, 1. And so it did. The only difference is perpendicular lines. We just have to get a negative reciprocal, make it negative, flip it. You're doing it correctly when you draw this and it's making a cross, 90 degrees all around. Last class, we left off with function notation, and it wasn't too different, you guys. We could rewrite this in coordinate form if you want, but once you have that, then you already have all of your x's and your y's and your m's. Then you can also use a calculator as well to help you guys out with that. Okay, so this was last class. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 17. You know what? If you don't have a calculator right now, go ahead and go grab your calculator right now. Yeah, because some of you guys might need it today. Okay. Same directions. We need to get the slope-intercept form, so it's going to be y equals mx plus b. And then this time around, we have 2 functions, 2 given points in function notation. So again, one way to do this is you guys can rewrite this in coordinate form if you decide to do so. This is -4, -4, and then -1, 4. Okay, so that's the same thing from the given information. In order for us to use slope-intercept form, we need to get the slope and we need to get the y-intercept. You know, at least at number 15, we were given the slope, and then we just have to work our way there. But on number 17, are we given either of those, the slope or the y-intercept? No. We're not given the slope, but we can find it. So remember, I guess this could be our step number 1. Step number 2, we can get the slope. There are 2 ways to do it. You could actually graph this on a graphing paper and count how much up and to the right that it goes from the most left point to the right point. But I feel like there's a formula. Is there a formula that we can use? M equals what, you guys? Good. And so, I don't know if you guys heard that. You guys can do either way. If you're going to do y1 first, then x1 needs to be over here. So y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. That's the same thing. But if you're going to write y2 first, then the x2 has to be first. Okay? So order does matter. If you're going to write y1 over here, x1 needs to be here. If you're going to write y2 over here, x2 needs to be here. A4 as a class. You tell me what to write as a class. Ready, go. Thank you. All over. Nice. So that minus sign will always stay put. 4 minus -4. -1 minus -4. Ah. A minus negative turns into a plus. I'm running out of room. -1 plus 4 is the same thing as saying 4 minus 1, which will be our 3. Okay. So we know this is our new m this time around. The the same last two steps, even though I labeled this as step number 3, the same last two steps are going to be the same. What equation are we going to use now so that we can find our b? Yes, y equals mx plus b. So for right now, I'm actually going to input the 8 over 3 first because there is a question that happens here. Okay. The question is, Mr. Lucas, how do you know which y and which x to choose? Because there's two of them. We got two x's, we got two y's. How do you know which one to choose? My answer to you guys is, it doesn't matter, but you have to be picky with it. Say, for example, why don't you guys choose any y value right now in front of you? Go, pick one. Sorry? 4? Okay, just regular 4. Sorry if other people said -4. Sorry about that. Okay, so the thing is though, if you pick 4 for your y, what x do you have to pick? Which is -1. Okay? So that is only my rule for you guys. You guys can pick any y values you want, but it has to be associated with the x value that's with the coordinate point. Meaning, if you pick this 4, you cannot pick the -4 for your x because they don't match. Okay? So you're either going to pick this, -1, 4, or you're going to pick this, -4, -4. The answer will still come out the same. So just be choosy with your points. You cannot just mix and match. Anyway, plus b. We can't do too much over here. I mean, 8/3 times 1 is 8/3, but we just got to make it negative. So this is -8 over 3 plus b. Sorry, I'm writing so small. Students, what is the opposite of -8 over 3? Regular 8 over 3 plus 8 over 3 on both sides. This is gone. Apologies, I'm just always running out of room. Like I said, I am aware some of you guys are not, fractions are not your strongest point. Don't worry about it. Let's have the calculator do it for us. 4 plus, then use the parentheses, left parentheses, 8 divided by 3, close parentheses. Okay, so please go ahead and practice typing that right now. Then that way you're a little bit more comfortable with the fractions, at least by today. Okay, so 4 plus parentheses, 8 divided by 3. Anyway, when I hit enter, do you remember what to press to make it back into a fraction? Math? Enter twice. Yes, so your b value, if you want to match it up with the answer key, is going to be 20 over 3. So this is 20 over 3. Are we done? We're not done. We're almost, though. What's the equation? Y equals 8 over 3x plus 20 over 3. Yes. Yes, that's fine. 6 2/3 is the same thing. Yeah. So some of your answers might be like this today. Hopefully by the end of this course, by the end of June, that you guys are comfortable having fraction answers. Okay, it's not always all the time that we're going to have like really nice numbers like a 4 or a -1. Okay, all right. Any questions on number 17? Any questions? Okay, I only have 2 more notes, and 18 and 19 are going to be what's called again special cases. So let's go ahead and do number 18. Let's. Okay. So again, if you need to rewrite it into coordinate form, please go ahead and rewrite it. But otherwise, after a while, you don't need to rewrite it. Like if you guys can see that this is your x1 and this is your y1, and this is your x2 and that's your y2, then you don't have to rewrite it in coordinate form. It's right there. A4, you tell me what to write again one more time. M equals 3 minus 3 all over 0 minus negative 5. Or if you were doing x1 minus x2, that would be okay too as well. Okay, we all know 3 minus 3 is 0, so that should be okay. And then we're going to change the minus negative into a positive. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Oh, we're getting to the 0 realms again one more time. Students, what is 0 divided by 5? Or 0 divided by anything? 0. This is the 0. Special case number 1. If we have a slope of 0, what is that line looking like? Is that a vertical line or is that a horizontal line? It's going to be a horizontal line. So I'm just going to make a horizontal line like this. And then think back, and if you don't remember, it's okay. We're going to write it down over here. Our equation for horizontal lines, is it x equals or y equals? Y equals something. Okay? We just got to figure out what that something is. What that something is take a look at your y1 and y2 values. Do they match? Yes, they do. So y is equal to 3. So, anytime you prove to me, so you need to show me this work first, m is equal to 0. You show me that work, then you're going to forego all of these steps over here on number 17. You don't need to show this anymore. Then you can say, oh, Mr. Lucas, it's a slope of 0. It's a horizontal line. Y is equal to 3. So, once you have this, you got to show this, then forego all these steps over here. You don't need it anymore. That's a special case. Okay? Students, any questions on special case number 1? Okay, you're probably figuring out what special case number 2 could be. Well, let's just go ahead and do it anyway. Let's do number 19, last one for today, 19. Oh, sorry. x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so for this example, I'm not going to write it in coordinate form. But you guys can if you want. Last time, tell me what to write. Ready, go. Negative 2 minus negative 3. Good. All over. Minus negative 5. Negative 2 plus 3 on the top? What is that? 1. How about the bottom? 0. Negative 5 plus 5, those are opposites. Okay, this one is appearing again. What is 1 divided by 0? Undefined. Very good. On the calculator, it will say error. It will be undefined. I think I explained to you guys why we can't divide by 0. It defeats the purpose of division. You have $1 and you divide it among 0 people. How much does each person get? We don't know. Because there's no people to divide the dollar among. So it defeats the purpose of division. It is undefined. What type of line has an undefined slope? Is it horizontal or vertical? Vertical, yes. vertical line. And then class, for vertical lines, does it start with y equals something or x equals something? X equals something. So x equals a blank, whatever number that is. Tell me what number. -5, very good. Look at your x's, they match. -5 and -5. So in order to do this special case, you have to show me, oh, Mr. Lucas, this is an undefined slope. Then you don't have to do the other steps like how we did on number 17. Okay? Undefined slopes are vertical lines. Vertical lines is x equals something, and that number is -5. Okay? That is all I have for you guys for teaching purposes. Do you guys have any questions on the last parts of this lesson?